Hey, Griff. Good to see you. No, TYC, you're not first. Griff was first. Good to see you, Nebul. Bienvenue. You were third, TYC. You were third. Good to see you, Susie May. Welcome. We got an hour to kill before I got to go back to work. So I said, let me walk around. Where are my Die Hard with a Vengeance fans? Because this is where they filmed the movie. This is where the gold depository is. Don't you love that latency there, Nibble? Everyone follow Nibble, fantastic YouTuber in the south of France. Good to see you, VG. Welcome. So where this apartment building is, that's where the train station was. Oh, you have no need to explain yourself. I gotta go to jury duty next week myself. Hopefully they don't call me in, because there is too much money to be made at the beginning of the season. But welcome. Let's head on over to Federal Hall. And sorry about the wind noise, guys. Wasn't that a great movie? Let's walk over to Federal Hall, because after all, yesterday, 1789, George Washington becomes our first president of the United States. And it happens over here at Federal Hall. I know, fantastic. You heard my brain. You heard my brain correct itself, right, Nibble? You heard my brain correct itself. Fantastic YouTuber in the south of France. Big difference. But let's make our way over to Federal Hall and relive some history really quick before I got to go back to work. And where's Jeremy Irons? I'll show you where Jeremy Irons is. He's up here. He's up here on that roof over there. Right there next to that water tower, saying hook, line, and sinker. And then we're actually right here, right about here where these cars are parked. This is where Samuel L. Jackson comes back with the bomb they found at Tompkins Square Park, and he gives it to the fake cops. And then one of the cops goes, "What if some kid finds it?" I really like the end of the movie when the guy goes, "To our fallen comrades," and then like Jeremy Irons goes like, "Blah, blah, blah," and then everyone like stands at attention. It's like some made up German phrase, it seems like. "To our fallen kameraden." Good to see you, Abby. So if you watched my previous video, I think the NYPD might have watched my YouTube video, because they weren't blocking the cycle path. They were back to their old configuration. Yeah. Thank goodness. It's so much safer with the police on just one side of the bridge. So you don't have to do a crazy chicane and get around them. So riding over the Brooklyn Bridge with my group of 5 wasn't that bad. So far, could have been a test. Yeah, could have been. Could have been. I hope it was. Good to see you, Chris MG. Everyone follow Chris MG. Fantastic YouTuber out in Grenada. All right, let's go into Federal Hall. Boozy Burger Bell, good to see you. Ooh, something's going on in front of the stock exchange, but we'll take the scenic route. We'll walk through Federal Hall. We'll even take the ramp up, and then I could hit this, right? Yes, there we go. Into Federal Hall we go. Let's see George Washington become our first president. Yeah, no, we have protests here too. So here we go. Right there, April 30th, 1789. George Washington becomes our first president of the United States, right there. I love this model so much. So this is like the second or third iteration. Sorry, the first or the second iteration of Federal Hall. But yesterday was the anniversary. And let's look at the real history here. Here it is. Here it is. Doing great, Matt. Look at that. It's April 30th, 1789. Right there. Yeah, you got to come out here and visit this. Nobody really comes. This is the crazy thing. Nobody really comes out here and visits Federal Hall. But I think yesterday they had some kind of a press conference out here talking about George, our good friend George. But that was yesterday. And then how come the elections are in November? Long story, Boozy. That's a long story on why the elections are in November. There it is. April 30th, 1789. Yesterday, 1789. Yeah, very long broadcast now. All the history just casually hanging out in here. And of course, here's a replica of George Washington's table. The original is out in City Hall here in Lower Manhattan. Let's walk out and say hello to George. Let's walk outside and say hello to George. Good to see you, Sass Marie. Welcome. All right, what's going on out here? Oh, maybe we got some May Day protests happening here. Oh yeah, look at this. We got some May Day. Yeah, George used to give back his Christmas tree, yes. I think we have a workers' rally going on here. Because they're speaking Spanish. Yep, it's May Day. Ooh, did they really got a golden rat? I think I got a golden rat here. Let's see. Robinson Lopez, good to see you. Portarte.
Said that recipe from the International Monetary Fund has been to increase the price of gas.
Tal es el caso de que en Ecuador el galón de gasolina cuesta $2.50, casi el mismo precio que en Nueva York.
To the point that the gallon of gas in Ecuador is at a price of $2.50, sorry, $2.50, similar to the price here in the United States.
Entonces todos entendemos que lo que quieren las potencias hegemónicas es
Probably the
todos
most-
los recursos naturales.
Probably one of the most relaxed rallies I've seen ever. Look at the golden rat. Matt, this is a closed street. Look, this is a closed street. This is not an open street. Wall Street hasn't been open since 2001. Good to see you, Alexis. Yeah, it's very peaceful. They're just rallying. It's May Day. Basically, they don't want any intervention in Venezuela, it looks like. Okay, we'll move on. Good to see you, Tracy.
What do we want? When do we want it?
That's loud.
When do we want it?
Oh, Action Jackson. Yeah, Venezuela is a mess, but no politics, exactly. There's no politics, please. Here's the stock exchange. That's where all the money is made. All the money. Let's see if Fearless Girl is getting any love. Yeah, yesterday was his anniversary. Yep. April 30th, 1789. Oh, people are posing with Fearless Girl. That's good. Yeah, lower the speaker, please. That thing was really loud. You don't have to yell into it. Here's our Fearless Girl. As everyone gets pictures. Standing off against the stock exchange. Here on, see, so all these streets here around the stock exchange is known as, it's known as the, what is it again? The steel ring. And basically, as you go around Lower Manhattan, you are being tracked by cameras and whatnot. Good to see you, Winky. But in this building, nearly $13 trillion is traded every day. See a load of our Fearless Girl. I guess this is a new thing now. Everyone's posing like that, which I like that. I approve of this. I recommend you take pictures like that with the Fearless Girl. But literally, the trading floor is right back over there. And then this is Broad Street, but you really can't drive here around Broad or Wall Street. Like I said, Wall Street's been closed since 2001, and this area here in front of the stock exchange has pretty much been closed since 2001. Cheers from the Motor City. Good to see you, John. Welcome to Wall Street. Welcome to Federal Hall, right over there. That's where George Washington became our first president. April 30th, 1783, or 1789. Let me say hello to my girl really quick. Let me say hello to my girl. A lot of yelling over there, right? It's a lot of yelling. You're doing great. You're doing fantastic. Happy birthday. All right. Everyone's waiting to take pictures. Everyone's waiting to take pictures with Fearless Girls. Let's keep moving. Let's slowly make our way back. Let's walk up Broadway, I guess. We'll walk up Broadway. We have about 40 minutes before I gotta get back to work. Now, who remembers what happened to the guy who made the statue of the dog peeing on the Fearless Girl? Does anyone remember that? This guy who clearly has a fragile ego, he made a bronze statue of a little dog, and it was meant to look like the little dog was peeing on the Fearless Girl's leg. And what ended up happening was I think he had a heart attack or something like that. Like a couple of weeks later or a month later. Karma. It's a B. Yeah, you remember that? Good to see you. Good to see you there, Norm. Out there in Bangor, Pennsylvania. Welcome. We're just wandering around downtown before I got to go back to work. We're just wandering around downtown, right? You remember? Isn't that funny? Karma. I'm telling you. Karma. Karma don't play. All right. We're going to walk up a very crowded Broadway right now. A lot of people just beginning to get out of work. School's letting out right now. Yeah, it was karma, Tracy. It was karma. All right, here we are, Broadway. We're right here in front of Trinity Church. Here's Trinity. Wow, is that new apartment building right here? That thing went up quick. Yeah, exactly, Tracy. Let's walk up Broadway. Let's walk up Broadway. There it is. Very pretty church. That was like the tallest building around for a long time. Trinity Church was the tallest building in the city. Whoa. People not watching where they walk. Yes. That new exactly totally matches the surroundings. That new apartment building. Look at the cherry blossoms. I'm already missing the cherry blossoms already. They only lasted about a week or about 4 days. People promenading up Broadway here. I guess even my slow walking is fast. Here's the Equitable Building. This was the largest office building in the world when it was completed in 1915. And because of this building, we have our modern day setback law. It's the reason why the Empire State Building looks like the way it does. When they completed the Equitable Building in 1915, it basically leaves these little streets here. They only get sunlight for about a half hour a day. So after that, we figured out our setback law, where for the higher up the building goes, the more setback from the street it has to be to allow the most amount of sunlight down into the sidewalk and into the street. They're gone while you were in the States. Sorry to hear about that. That's right. They built in every little piece of dirt they could find. That's right, Bob. Good to see you. Equitable Building. Right there. And that is a big office building. Even still considered today, it's a lot of office space. Thank you so much, Winky. I appreciate that. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Your cherries are on their way, though? Okay, good. Got the cherries coming out from the garden there, from the Victory Garden. Let's walk into Zuccotti Park. You love the iron building that sits on the corner? That's the Flatiron Building, 23rd Street, 5th Avenue. A Flatiron Building. Next time we're up there in the Madison area or Chelsea area, we'll take a gander by that. So here we are, crossing Cedar Street. Okay, hopefully the birds won't get to them. I hope the birds don't get to them either. Looks like they're filming a movie here. Got a bunch of production trucks out here. Yes, Seattle has a few similar buildings to the Flatiron that get no love. I hear that. If they're pretty, you gotta take a picture by them. They love that building, love the architecture. Oh yeah, that's Cass Gilbert, who did the Flatiron Building, the same architect who did the Customs House here in Lower Manhattan. That's the building where we have our Museum of the Native American today. Yeah, I can't be an extra because I gotta go back to work. I need to use the phone, damn it! I gotta tell them to buy and sell. I gotta call the Duke and Duke. I gotta buy and sell some frozen concentrated orange juice. Have I visited the High Bridge? Yes, I rode a bike on the High Bridge back in the day. And that'll be a good broadcast to do. The High Bridge that links Upper Manhattan with the Bronx. There go all the tulips. It's tulip season officially. I haven't rode over the High Bridge in years though. I was probably up there maybe 10 years ago now. Back in 2008. Let's go say, hey, yes, exactly. We got to get some frozen continental orange juice and pork bellies. We got to corner the market. We have to corner the market. You was an extra on Miracle on 34th Street? Really? That's awesome. Here's our other friend. Double check. So on YouTube, it was recently renovated. Awesome. How you doing? You doing good? Let's see. Did you find your pencil yet? I know you've been looking for this pencil since 1983. We need to find Mr. Beeks. Yes. Still haven't found that pencil yet. Well, good luck. Try to find that pencil, all right? Double check. Johnson Stewart. I kind of like him in the spot that he is now because the guys who sell the miserable 9/11 books can't use him as a prop anymore. They pulled you out of a phone bowl? Oh, really? Awesome. In the days before cell phones. In the days before cell phones. As we continue to walk up Broadway, making our way up to City. We're gonna make our way up to City Hall Park. Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll do a little loop around. It's only 10 after. So looking for his BlackBerry. Doesn't he realize to shut up the BlackBerry Messenger service? Doesn't he realize? Good to see you, Osvaldo. I know you feel old now, right, Winky? Was that the new version of Miracle on 34th Street, the one they did in the 90s? I remember that film. Yeah, let's walk through Memorial Plaza. We'll do a little loop because we got time to kill. Right? That was the new one, right? Yeah. Who was there were some good actors in that. And did that movie flop? Did the movie flop? Is there still the piano guy inside the McDonald's? Maybe. That might be more of like a seasonal thing, where they have the piano guy inside of McDonald's. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something that you couldn't do back in the day when the old World Trade Center was here. So as we look up, you see number 4 World Trade Center to the left-hand side, number 3 World Trade Center to the right-hand side, and we're gonna walk straight down the newly reclaimed, the newly rebuilt Cortlandt Street, formerly known as Radio Row. Back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s, this is where you came to get parts for your radio, and then eventually cheap circuit boards and chips, and then next thing you know, they cleared out everyone in 1969, and they began building this little project called the World Trade Center. Very much a David Rockefeller pet project, if you will. Today's World Trade Center is like only about half of the office space that was lost on September 11th, 2001. Great view of the Oculus right here. Love you, have cool pretzel right now. Yeah, pretzels are always good. Yes, follow Nebul. Everyone follow Nebul. All right, so now we're actually walking down Cortlandt Streets. I think this is my favorite thing that I like about the new World Trade Center site is that we have reintroduced the grid to the super block that is the World Trade Center. Hey, this pretzels are making you thirsty. So you see the South Tower void directly in front of us. And now in this area, actually, right about here, would have been where the Survivor Tree was in its original place. And actually, we're gonna do a little pan here because I'll see you later, Grip. Have a great day. There goes Linky Winky, that's right. But now if we look down Cortlandt Street here, you could see Survivor Tree. So there's a Survivor Tree right there. Can you make it out? It's the only round tree there. The white swamp oak trees are beginning to come in, it looks like. I'll see you later, Abby. Have a good night. Everyone follow Abby219. Fantastic YouTuber out there in The Hague, the Netherlands. But it's great that there's Survivor Tree. And Survivor Tree used to literally be like right here. Kind of amazing. We'll do a little loop here through Memorial Plaza before making our way out towards City Hall Park. And as you see, construction here at number 3 World Trade Center still very much ongoing. People still moving in. Oh, wow, all the trees are really coming out now. All the trees are really coming out nice. That's right, Music Curiosities, May 18th. May 18th, we're going to have Miss Cherry Delight with Jess O'Lantern opening up. It's Ladies' Night this May at the Music of Curiosities, so get ready for that. Good to see you, Blondie. Right, you remember when Homer Simpson remember that? That happened right here. That happened literally right here. Actually where the entrance to the museum is. That's where he was staying. That's where he parked his car. And you remember the beef hash challah guy? The beef hash challah. Mountain Dew or crab juice. Blech, I'll take the crab juice. And then he went up to one tower. Oh, the bathroom was out of order. Had to go all the way back down. I go back up to the second tower. Look at Survivor Tree. Look at how green it is now. Look at Survivor Tree. Looking absolutely fabulous. Good to see you, Keanu. Hello. You have a video from 1993. Awesome. Here's your Survivor Tree. Looking very full compared to all the white swamp oak trees right now. We're here by the South Tower. Let's walk right underneath it. We got time. Let's walk right underneath it. We'll walk around the site here. We'll walk right underneath it. The rebuilt the restaurant, and now it's a DJ set. Okay. A lot of groups out today, lots of tourists out today. I think I have 8 or 10 people on my ride for the afternoon. So what we're gonna do now is we just came down Cortlandt Street here. And now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a little walk around here. We'll go say hello to Survivor Tree, and then we'll come around here. Oh, you vey. Tourists are in rare form today, boy. I tell you what. Walk around with a gimbal, walk around with a cell phone on a gimbal and show a map, and a crowd forms behind you. Good to see you, Ed Fratz. Welcome. We're here killing some time before I gotta go back to work. Up at Liberty Park over there on our left-hand side. An elevated park that's above the truck loading dock for the mall beneath us. And then, of course, up at the very top there, you have that globe up there, that sphere. That's Fritz Cohen's sphere. Yeah, guess what, Osvaldo? They weren't set up that way today. They actually were set up only on one side today. So maybe they watched my YouTube video. Well, I didn't have to do a little slalom through the police today on the bridge. So it was a good thing. So a big shout out to the 84th Precinct who decided to stay on one side of the bridge today. They probably saw so many close calls that they just gave up. So who knows? But there is Fritz Cohen's sphere right up there. The last surviving piece of sculpture art from the World Trade Center. And now, let's go into Memorial Plaza here and say hello to Survivor Tree really quick. Our under construction over here behind the white barriers, they're building the Memorial Glade. It's a memorial to pay tribute to all the people who we've lost since September 11th. And actually, look at that. Did they really put up... wow, this is very reminiscent of the fence that was at... the fence at St. Paul's Chapel. Good to see you, Elias. Yeah, look at this. Stars of Hope. Participants of the 7th Annual 9/11 Memorial Museum 5K Walk and Run and Community Day created these stars in partnership with New York Says Thank You Foundation, the therapeutic art program, and the Stars of Hope. These stars depicting uplifting and thoughtful messages of hope will be given to our first responders and recovery workers, survivors, and members of the Lower Manhattan community at a dedication on September 11th. On the 9/11 Memorial Glade on May 30th, 2019. So the Memorial Glade will open at the end of the month. But let's look at the Stars of Hope here. This is pretty cool. I'm loving this. This reminds me so much of St. Paul's Chapel. St. Paul's Chapel was literally covered in well wishes and mementos. And it's nice to know that these will be given to family members and survivors and community members of Lower Manhattan here at the end of the month when Memorial Glade opens up. And actually, we could see a little bit of Memorial Glade right now. Let me try to show you this, guys. This is an exclusive, guys. This is an exclusive. Here's the Memorial Glade. There it is. You see how there's rocks coming up from underneath, and I don't think they're going to have any names on any of the rocks. But I know there's going to be some kind of significance here as you make your way down this pathway here. But that's the Memorial Glade. You're basically going to be walking through between all those little rocks right there. There's your first look right there. Your first look at the World Trade Center Memorial Glade. There was a legit exclusive right there. I love these. These are really cool. Yeah. I love this. This is cool. No, these stars here were placed here, seems like last weekend, Jim. Good to see you. They had a 5K run here not that long ago. Yeah, we had an exclusive. I'll show it one more time here. I like this one here. This is very true, folks. It's okay not to be okay. This reminds me so much of St. Paul's Chapel. It reminds me so much of St. Paul's Chapel. Let's get one last view here of the Memorial Glade here. Our soon-to-be Memorial Glade. Absolutely. Absolutely, Osvaldo. But there it is. There's Memorial Glade, well underway to open on the 30th of this month, at the end of the month. They're going to open up, and once again, as I stop and show you guys Memorial Glade, everyone begins to gather behind me. Look at Survivor Tree. Look how cool it looks. You saw Seven Little Johnsons? You saw that? Wasn't that ridiculous? How great Survivor Tree looks. Still got some little petals on it. We still have some little white petals on it. Oh, is that Xander's channel? Yeah, I'm gonna get him live streaming a lot more. Isn't that amazing? Let's get one last look at it here before we get going, because it just looks so cool. Look at that. Survivor tree. Again, if there's anything you want to pose and smile in front of, pose and smile in front of Survivor tree. Let's continue on here. I gotta get back to work in about 20 minutes. So I'm gonna slowly make my way back up to City Hall Park. Great way to kill time, I tell you that much. Great way to great way to kill some time before I gotta go back to work. As we come around here, the Oculus will be coming into view now. And we're gonna walk right up Fulton Street. This is a very historical little walk we did. We saw Federal Hall, and we saw the new Memorial Glade. We paid homage to the past, the present, and even the future. Kind of amazing. I like how the street art kind of draws you over to where number 2 World Trade Center will eventually rise. Yes, in the year 2. Remember that? I was there for so many of those. I think I was there for like the second or third in the year 2000. Back when the set was a yellow room with a small window. And back, the first 2-3 seasons when the Conan O'Brien show first started, nobody would go to the audience. It was so hard for them to get a full audience in that place. So they would always, if you knew what time to get there, you could just get in there and go right upstairs. And I remember how little security. You still had to go through a metal detector and stuff like that, but it was so much more easier to get in there back in the day. When you come up there in a couple of months, you want to come on one of my tours? Absolutely. How do you sign up? Just message me on Twitter, DM me on Twitter, and I can tell you my schedule. So just follow me on Twitter and DM me there, and we could get something together. I went to the Gordon Elliott show, and actually tying in Die Hard with a Vengeance with the Gordon Elliott show, there's that scene where Samuel L. Jackson is driving a cab, and they're speeding through the city, and then Bruce Willis calls the ambulance so they could follow the ambulance. That happens in front of the Gordon Elliott studio. So good to see you, Life MC. Welcome. Awesome, Blondie. Yeah, that'd be awesome. But for all you hardcore Die with a Vengeance fans, St. Paul's Chapel straight up ahead. We'll walk through the cemetery of St. Paul's, and we'll take a quick gander at the Bell of Hope. That's right. Do you like what you're seeing? Do me a favor. Tell the algorithm you love me and smash the like button. I went to Montel in all 3 different studios that he had. Montel first started taping in the old Channel 13 studios over on 56th Street and what was that there? 9th Avenue. And then later on, he moved over to what was the second studio again? The second studio was down in on 34th Street in Hotel Pennsylvania, the ballroom. He was there for a very short time before getting his semi-permanent home the old, well, Carney Wilson used to tape there, but he taped, that was the final spot. He was over on 53rd Street and 10th. Carney Wilson taped her show in there, then she got out of there, and then Montel moved in, and now today in Montel's old studio is the Wendy Williams show. How ironic is that? Rose, thank you so much for the super chat. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Good to see you. You miss New York? Well, come on out. We ain't going nowhere. Saving nickels, dimes, and pennies. Where's Montel these days? I highly recommend follow Montel Williams on his Twitter because he's still advocating for medical marijuana and basically rights for disabled folks. So, but thank you so much there, Rose Bourget, right? Looks French, but thank you so much. But he's still around. Montel's still around. Like I said, follow him on Twitter. He is a fun follow on Twitter. But I went to Montel's show, I don't know how many times. Probably hundreds of times. But now we're in the cemetery here at St. Paul's Chapel. This cemetery dates back to the British era. So it's older than this beautiful country of ours. And then this version of St. Paul's Chapel, this is the second version of St. Paul's Chapel. The first one unfortunately burned down in the Great Fire of 1776. But now as we come up, we have this lovely bell right here. The Bell of Hope, forged in adversity, linking the cities of New York and London. This was presented here in Lower Manhattan on the first anniversary of September 11th in 2002. The Bell of Hope was presented to the people of New York by the Lord Mayor of London and the Archbishop of Canterbury. The bell was founded in the Whitechapel Foundry, and they also cast the Liberty Bell there and London's Big Ben. And the pedestal was built locally from Eastern Brownstone, directly beneath. And then you have the old footprint of the original World Trade Center right here. This is the original footprint here. These are the smaller buildings. And today we walked right through here. We walked right through here. The Fritz Coven Sphere would have been right there. This is the North Tower. This is the South Tower. And that's the hotel back there. But forging the link between the great cities of New York and London. The Bell of Hope. And we got to keep moving because people want freebies. We got to keep moving. We got to keep moving. Anytime I stop, the tourists stop. We got to keep moving. Is that amazing, Rose? So what I love about Lower Manhattan, all the history is down here. All the good food is down here. Me too, Samara. Good to see you. If you could imagine, this entire fence was covered in mementos. At first, it was pictures of people who were looking for their loved ones, but over the months, as they were cleaning up the World Trade Center site, this whole fence here becomes covered in teddy bears and police and fire department patches and T-shirts and whatnot. Lots of mementos. Can't wait to shop. Awesome. Got a clean house. I'll see you later, Sass Marie. Have a great afternoon. Let's walk. I gotta go over here. I gotta go back to work myself in about 15 minutes. You're more welcome, Ed. This is more of like a little summary, a little gloss over all the good stuff here. A little walk around here. Because after all, this is my world. This is where I work. I'm a downtown kind of guy. Some people like the uptown girl. I'm more of the downtown guy. Thank you so much, Winky. Who remembers J&R Music World? Look, the sign is still up there. Who remembers J&R Music World? My God, do I miss this place. I used to buy all my hard drives in JNR Music World. Whenever I need to buy hard drives, I would come out to JNR Music World. That was my hard drive spot. And now today I have places like Micro Center and of course Amazon. Right? You remember JNR Music World, Nipple? That was a spot. Let's go get some cassette tapes. Uh-oh, NYPD cleaning up house. I saw not one but two hot dog vendors being towed away. Good to see you, Tom. I appreciate that, Chris. Thank you so much for tuning on in. Oh, that'd be awesome, Life MC. Yeah, come on out. It'll be fun. It will be fun. All right, gotta quickly make this slide. Right, vinyl records, only rock and roll. You remember Bleecker Bob's? I remember Bleecker Bob's. Oh yeah, look at this. Whoa! Somebody done effed up. Look at all this. Wow, that's a lot of new stuff in here. Wow, there's unopened Snapples and Gatorades. This is crazy. They just took this guy out. Wow, you remember going upstairs, right? The music section? Your cousin was at Pace University, so you walked around a lot. Oh, awesome. My mom went to Pace. Right, you're prehistoric. Whatever happened here was not cool because they left a bunch and nobody's here. This is crazy. Somebody probably was caught without their permit to sell stuff. So I'll talk about one more building. We shall talk about one more building and then we'll begin to wrap it up. But here it is, the beautiful Woolworth building, the Cathedral of Commerce, the tallest building in the world in 1913 and the only skyscraper in skyscraper history to be paid for its construction in cash. $14.5 million in today's money. That's $1.5 billion. That's right, you got Scrooged. Yeah, right? Today we're building an apartment at the very top of this building called the Castle in the Sky. It's an 8-bedroom, 2.5 bath masterpiece of architecture. You have your own private elevator, a private parking spot, views out of all 4 sides of the building, and it could be yours for the bargain basement price of $121 million. Reminds you of the episode of Broad City where they can find, yeah, right? Trying to take it home. And now, if you're wondering, your uncle was in there, he was inside the Woolworth building on 9/11? Wow. Now, if you guys follow me on the Instagrams there, and you're wondering where did I get this picture of all the tulips, it's right here. This is where I get this crazy picture with all the tulips in it. It almost doesn't look real. It almost doesn't look real. Look at this. Boom, there's the Instagram I took the other day. There's the Instagram I took the other day. How beautiful. And the fountain is turned on for the first time this year. Look at all the petals from the cherry blossoms. That's right, Winky. Right, flowers do make everything better. Look at these tulips, they're awesome. So, after September 11th, the Dutch government gave New York City, what was it again? It was 2 million tulip bulbs for their parks for the first spring after 9/11. And what they did was basically, we basically kept on making more. So whenever we got the seeds, we kept on planting more and more tulips. And now, out of that first 2 million tulip bulbs, we now have, I think, triple that or even more of that. These are tulips. These are tulips. And these are, for the most part, these are thanks to the Dutch government. So in solidarity with us, And now we have tulips literally all across the city. So this time of year, you go anywhere in the city and you see tulips everywhere. And look at all the cherry blossom petals over here. Cherry blossoms are such a fleeting thing. They look so cool for like 4 or 5 days and then that's it. They disappear on us. Right, it is beautiful. Look at all the petals. Oh. More than welcome, Life MC. Yeah, nature's confetti. I like that. Next time I'm in Central Park, that's what I'm gonna say. Nature's confetti. It is kind of like nature's confetti. And now we're back to my building, the Popper building. This red brick building was created back in 1882. Yeah, sneeze. That's right, Jim. Sneeze indeed. I don't want to go back to work, but I have to go back to work. I have a whole bunch of people ready for my bicycle tour now at 4 o'clock. It's always good. Good to see you. Great cast indeed. Thank you so much, John. Let's get one last visual shot here for everybody. And yeah, I'm working the afternoon shift today. We canceled the morning because a bunch of people canceled this morning. And yeah, people thought it was going to rain, so everyone canceled this morning, so they shifted my hours, so I didn't have to get up as early this morning, which was nice. Thanks for following me on Instagram. I'll take some more grams as I'm around, but let's get that statue there. Civic Virtue coming on in here, the municipal building. Ah, yes. And when will it rain tonight? I'm thinking around maybe 7, 8 o'clock. But the weather is so hard to call, it's ridiculous. But another great walk indeed from Lower Manhattan here in New York City. This is Dutch Moss signing off. Have a fantastic New York day, whether you live here or not. Hug your loved ones. Cherish the moments, that's right. And good afternoon, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. And thank you, NYPD. Thank you, 84th Precinct, for only taking up one side of the foot and bicycle path on the Brooklyn Bridge. I'll see you guys later, folks. Bye-bye.